saying that y'all need to see me in my ailment. You know, I'm not a professional. When like a lot of people try to bring, they don't want to bring the issues with them, the problems with them. Like it's nobody else in the world. Try to get loose, come round, break it all down, baby, do your thing. Try to get loose, G-H-A-T, that. Baby, I ain't even know you can break it down like that. Try to get loose, try to get loose. Excuse me, I don't know, you know, there are some things people take great pleasure in doing. Hello. And you know, we're human. I mean, so we want to experience some things and do some things, even the things that we think we can't do, we overcome. You know, I always say mind over matter. You know, this thing is really mind over matter. It's how we think and how we perceive things. And sometimes, you know, just like everything else, you have to change your life. You have to reinvent relationships, you know. If I would have known that, I probably would have never left my first husband. You know, you have to reinvent. When it goes south, when things are not going in a direction where it was going, you have to be creative and go in that relationship. Shake it up, reinvent. You know, you might have to shake your little foundation for a minute to really pour back into your foundation by reinventing your relationships. And I've lost a lot of people because of my illness. Because of my attitude illness, because of fear. You know, I was also many a times, and they still try to evaluate me or say that I have borderline personality disorder, and I can actually sometimes agree with that, except in the last 2 years, I have grown such a love for myself like never before. I just know that God and through all of my studies, I always keep this. It's a Bible. Yeah. But can I tell you, I don't only study the Bible because the Bible is not the only one that had history, written history. If we go back really in history, European Europe back in the day, and we look at all the little writings on the walls and everything, you're going to see that it really coincides with the Bible. It tries to contradict or tries to lie to me to a point. When, my opinion, when religion came about, it was for enslavement, control, like a type of control over certain people and someone in power or someone a leader. You know, because when you look at some leaders, they really take advantage of the assignment that they were given to lead. We don't, you know. I mean, people just don't care, you know, and I've learned to even look in the mirror. I'm talking about truly look in the mirror. And I know that's love. Often as being said is that, excuse me. Hello? Okay. Bye-bye. There are times I get calls, especially from my friend Ronald. He's really been friend Ronald been here for me, and he's always helping me. He's been around his nieces they had, and his uncle and stuff like that. It's always good to find a person that's been around it, and he's much older than me. He's like 10 years older than me, and it's funny how even back then, you know, I don't know when they were diagnosed or how it went, but they were diagnosed as being bipolar. Wired, not even nervous. My God, anxious. And even when I think about all the medication I'm on, makes me high. I'm on everything, medical marijuana. I even smoke marijuana usually because it's cheaper to get it on the street right now here in Florida than it is to go to a doctor. But I do go to the doctor and use my vapor. But then I have Percocets and Baclofen and it's another one I have it. Ibuprofen. Now I had this one particular pill that helps me with nausea, because at the end of the day, all this medication I take, I definitely sometimes need something to help my little tummy here, to help my stomach out. Even I have a particular tablet to help me digest my food instead of just going right through me. It kind of eats it up a little bit more to get more of the vitamins out. When you gastro, you usually you eat and boom, then I go to the bathroom and whatever, as you can see. But I'm tired. I'm anxious, hungry, and then not hungry. And I was smoking sometimes in as many a days, I literally had to smoke a blunt or, weed, marijuana, to help me to do many of things. Like right now, I'm only calm because of the marijuana, hungry because of the marijuana. And I thank God for it. That's my opinion. It is not something that we even have to do anything to. God put it on this earth and grows it as a herb. It's like any other herb, spices. All of them have their place on what they do for us as the humans. And there's all types of remedies. I remember, back in the day, they would go to they call them witch doctors, or which they can practice different ways of doing things natural. And then some of witch doctors have their little thing where they do voodoo and things like that. For some odd reason, everybody look at voodoo like, oh, it's bad. Anything that has a positive or anything that has a negative have a positive. In many ways, even back in the Bible days, we depend on something higher than ourselves. I say it, I guess the devil have his little imps too. But as for me, I really pray and I really seek God to help me out. Thank you. I'll be right back.